Hello there, so glad you could tune in today. My name is Marshall Mudo, and this is the Public Opinion. Is this Raila's magic bullet? What could be the secret? Why is everyone open to team up with him?
This time round, actually Raila is a veteran in politics, and Raila has been in the game for quite a long time. Now, as far as I am concerned, I think this is the retirement package, that if Raila is going to retire, let him win the country for even 5 years, because Raila has fight for the country for the longest period of time. I think the government is ready to give Raila a retirement send-off of being president of Kenya.
I think the Raila I know is a Raila who was all along attracted huge crowds. Raila who has done a lot for the country, and even his moments have been before, like say in 2007. But unfortunately, what happened, he was not able to ascend to the presidency because of the circumstances that were at that moment. And then now, if you now figure at it quite in depth, you realize that even those that now thought that Raila perhaps he will get in, and because of what he used to have, it was like populist ideas, which I believe they were not auguring well with the establishments, sana the so-called deep state. And now, when it has come to a time where, if you look at his age, Raila now has become more of someone who is collected, who is sober, even in his reactions. And even the constituents that believed that maybe Raila was aggressive and things like those, now they have come to a point where they can be comfortable with him when you compare to his closest opponent, who is William Ruto. Because the William Ruto we know right now is a William Ruto who is ambitious, overzealous, and generally whom I think doesn't possess the right temperament to lead this country.
For Raila, he has always had, it has always been his moment, but I think for now the stars are just aligning. Everything seems to be going on his side. You could not pinpoint into a single factor on his side, because I think as a politician he has been consistent on his agenda, on his policies. He has been consistent. If it's about the following, he has always had a following. He has always had loyal supporters whom do not coalesce around him necessarily because of gaining personally, but because they believe in the man and his ideologies. So it is difficult to point a specific issue that makes this the moment for Raila. All we can say is that everything is aligning in place, making it his perfect moment.
Ukweli wa mambo ni kwamba main objective ya Raila kusimama kama presidential candidate kwa machama tofauti tangu 1997 up to date ilikuwa change of the country. Ndio sasa ameamua kutengeneza kitu inaitwa the great network ya political leaders, wale ambao wanaelewa vitu na wanajua kufanya vitu kwa njia ya utaratibu. Hakikisha kweli Kenya imechange na imeingia watu wale wanaefaa na watu wale ambao wanajua. Ndipo unaona amechukua mtu kama Kalonzo, akaacha Mudavadi, akachukua Karua, akaacha Kuria. Anaangalia the best. Instead ya kubeba quantity, unachukua quality. Watu wale ambao the best. Ndipo unaona anafanya hivyo. Wale ambao wako na hela na akili.
And we saw Martha Karua making his move, declaring Raila Tosha. How do you think this is going to advantage Raila in his presidential bid?
Okay, for me, what I think is that Martha Karua is a big catch for the Azimio side, considering even weeks before now she declared that she has joined the Azimio. It was being rumored that somehow she was joining the Kenya Kwanza coalition, and even the likes of Moses Kuria, they were touting for her to be the running mate for William Ruto. So this shows the high regard in which she's I mean the kind of the position that even the people from the other fold, which is Kenya Kwanza, the importance in which they think she holds as a candidate, not as a candidate, but as a politician and an opinion leader from Central Kenya.
I think Martha Karua is a great addition to the Azimio team. It continues to confirm the notion of unity, of bringing the country together. And if we go down to Martha Karua as an individual, her contribution to the Azimio movement will not come in as from her political side, because if we go back to the numbers, the last time she contested as a governor, the last time she contested as a president, she did not have that big following. But what I think Martha Karua adds to the Azimio team, and especially to Raila's candidature, is she contributing in terms of her background in from the civil society. From a political side, she's not that of a heavyweight, but as a civil society leader, I think she brings in a wealth of experience that will be much needed to sustain the momentum of Azimio going forward.
Kitu ya kwanza unastahili uelewe ni kwamba katika political arena kila mtu ana kazi yake. Kama vile unaona kwenye mboli kuna goalkeeper, kuna striker na wengineo na captain na alikadhalika. Sasa hapo tu kuna ule ambaye kuna yani tajiri wa akili. Kama for example mtu kama Karua ni mmoja ambaye ni strong, si mtu wa kukimbilia, ni kama Ngilu. Ni mmoja msomi kwa sababu ni lawyer by profession, anasaidia kwa advertise na mambo zingine ambayo inataka lingo advertise. Kwa hivyo hata yeye mwenyewe akiwa hajaongezea watu wengi, lakini ameleta hiyo akili yake ndani ya system, itakuwa watu wameenda one step forward. Ukiangalia mtu kama Kalonzo ni mtu ambaye anaweza kuleta akiungana wenzake watagawanya kura za Wakamba, analeta ikiwa intact. Kwa hivyo Karua akiongezwa President Uhuru Kenyatta na wengineo wale ambao wako ndani pale, amini usiamini wataleta ile kiasi ambayo inatakikana katika Mount Kenya. Alafu itakuwa ni complete Kenya kwa sababu kila mtu amekuwa represented na tunatafuta the best ule ambaye anaweza kuleta. Either mmoja alete Uhuru alete pesa na akili, pesa na watu, Karua naye aleta akili na mwingine naye alete mambo kama hayo, tutufanye mambo kwa vile ambaye, kwa sababu hata Murathe ana kitu ambaye anaongezea pale.
And if you look at Martha Karua joining Raila, I think this joining of Raila had been long overdue, because you see in the Raila side we have so many guys who are involved in the fight for the second liberation, the likes of Orengo, Raila, the likes of the governor for Meru, Kiraitu Murungi, and now Martha. So meaning that these were comrades, and whatever that they started in 1992, it is high time now they be able to crown it. And then now, even if they are going to retire after this, they will say that whatever struggle that you are involved in, eventually we have made it, and we have the country, we are at the top, we are the helm of leadership, and then now we can influence things the way that we wanted them be from 1992 till now.
Oh, well, I know politics is very dynamic, and again, politics is unpredictable. I knew these people, they will one day come and merge together, because in politics there is no permanent enemy, neither there is no permanent friend. Even we still expect more coalitions as time goes before nominations. We expect more people to come, not only Martha Karua, but expect many people to come. This issue of Martha Karua, I knew it was supposed to come, because arrow point at the eater. Wherever there is president, there must be Martha Karua, and know very well Martha Karua and the sitting governor, Governor Ann Kananu, they cannot go together. When Waiguru and Martha Karua cannot be in one house, that house will burst. And I think that is why Martha Karua chose the best choice to come to Azimio, and that is a very good choice that Martha Karua has chosen.
Okay, you've stated you're an Azimio member. Are you going to vote for the 6 Peaks campaign this time around? Kupiga suti vile mnasema. Are you going to vote for? If so, how will it be? Will it be 6 Peaks according to the party, or will it be according to the coalition?
Well, that's a good point, but I think, according to me, I love Raila to the latter. But in areas like where I'm coming from, for example, like Homa Bay County, I will give President Raila Amolo Odinga, Senator will give Moses Kajwang, and no, I will give President Raila Amolo Odinga, Senator will give Senator Kajwang, but in the rest of gubernatorial, there is mischief. I don't think if I'll vote 6 Ps, because maybe I have a preferred candidate, and maybe I don't know what Azimio will bring, but I don't think if I'm going to vote 6 Ps, because 6 Ps as to some extent has affected me as a voter, because I voted Governor Cyprian Otieno Awiti, and I've not seen the impact of Cyprian Otieno Awiti. So, mark you, if I vote another 6 Ps, but I love Raila Amolo Odinga. But if I vote 6 Ps again, I'm seeing if I'm going to be affected as a voter. I need an energetic, ambitious, somebody who has matured enough in politics to govern Homa Bay, or to govern any county that will be given.
Okay, for me, no. As much as I would want maybe the party that I support, which is ODM, to have the strength in parliament, but I believe Azimio has come up with over 20 political parties, and among the 20 political parties, I believe there will be there are some that will have maybe an MCA is good and is in, for example, DAP, and maybe an MP is good is in Wiper. I wouldn't mind voting for an MCA in Wiper and maybe an MP from Kenya Kwanza, from DAP, and the president from ODM. I don't have a problem, because now these coming together of over 20 political parties, it means there are a lot of choices within the coalition that someone can be able to choose someone whom he believed can serve the electorate well.
It is an interesting moment, especially for the people who support. For the different coalitions, it's an interesting moment, because in every coalition, we are given various options. So as much as the 6 Ps is not going to work, it is somehow tailored down to which coalition are you in. So even if at the presidency level, of course, the respective candidates for the presidency, but within the coalition, there are different parties, and that's where now we'll break the suit. But in terms of coalition, we are going to vote within the coalition is where we'll select the candidates from the various seats.
Unajua, katika Azimio, mimi ni mmoja ambaye nina support Raila Amolo Odinga na Azimio. Anaweza kuambia kwamba ile kitu ambayo inafanyika pale, tunafanya kitu inaitwa zoning. Zoning ni kama Lower Eastern Province, tunajua ni nani na nani wanastahili kusimamisha watu, alafu tunajua nini ambayo anasafanya. Unaweza kuwa kama ule mtu MCA anafaa pale ni wa Jubilee, na president naye ni Raila, na hapa MP naye ni wengine, lakini hiyo ndani ya Azimio. Bora tu usitoke kwa hiyo nyumba ya Azimio, kwa sababu Azimio ndio umbrella. Lakini hizo zingine unaweza kuweka kidogo kidogo kwa watu wale ambao wanayefaa, kwa sababu kuna wengine wale ambao walitajwa na Yesu Kristo kwenye Matthew 23:13 wanakaa kwa mlango wa ufalme hawaingii, na wataruhusu wale wanataka kuingia waingie. For example, unapata mtu ana akili anakaa bungeni kama 5 years, aje hata gonga hiyo mic yake, unashindwa, na alikuwa anazuia ule ambaye anataka kuongea wani, unashindwa hiyo na matatizo. For example, kama mbunge wa hapa tuko Jagwa, kusema hilo kweli, hata amegonga hiyo mic asikia kama iko on ama iko 5 years, na sasa hiyo unaona anasimama, unamwangalia unashindwa huyu sasa, kama si madharau. Na akikimbiza watu wanasema wao watu wamelipwa wamkimbize, na ni kuangalia unaona huyu ni kama mtu ambaye wale ambaye nimekuambia Yesu alisema kwamba wanazuia wengine kuingia, nao wenyewe wafanye nini, hawawezi fanya. Kwa hivyo tunaweza kuangalia tuone kama unaweza kuwa umezuia wengine na chama cha Jubilee ama cha ODM ama cha Wiper, tunaweka maendeleo chap. Na ndio sababu unakuta kama Lower Eastern Province kuna maendeleo chap, kuna muungano, kuna nyingine inaitwa CCU, kuna na Wiper. In case tukiona MCA.
Finally, who do you think will be the best preferred candidate for both Raila and Ruto? In other times, if you are Raila, who will you pick as your running mate?
As a running mate, if I were Raila, I will stick to Peter Kenneth for one specific reason. He might not add votes. He might not have this huge following, let's say compared to a person like Peter Munya. But if we go back to history, Peter Munya will not be ideal for Raila because Peter Munya looks like somebody who has ambition. So he might be overridden by his ambitions, like we've seen William Ruto do to his president. But for Peter Kenneth, he does not have this momentum coming into this position. So for him, he'll be not docile, active, but without ambition. And at the same time, he's good because he fits the profile for identity purposes. Being a person coming from Mount Kenya, he fits the profile of just to change the image of the Raila's candidature. Peter Kenneth will be the ideal running mate. If I was Ruto does not have much of choice on his part. And again, he does not have that many options. I think the only suitable candidate for him who will solidify his campaign will be Rigathi Gachagua. There's no other person, let's say, who has permeated the national political landscape who will be ideal for him. If you were to go for the likes of Mudavadi, or especially Mudavadi, who's the next alternative for Ruto, it counters the balance that he has managed to create for his support base, especially Central and Kalenjin. It will tilt that balance in a way that the Central vote will it will be perforated. And again, it is not good for his image because it does not look like it has a regional balance, because him coming from Rift Valley and Mudavadi coming from Western, parties notwithstanding, will not be a good image for his campaign, and it will injure him.
Let me begin with the UDA. William Samoei Ruto has got a tough time in his life ever, because I don't think if taking Mudavadi was the best choice for him, because if Ruto takes Mudavadi, he will sabotage the votes from the Central, because you must check. Okay, Mudavadi has been in the limelight of politics for quite a long time, but what can Mudavadi bring home? What can Mudavadi bring home? When you compare Mudavadi and Rigathi Gachagua has not been in the politics for that time, but our people from Central have mass votes, and they vote with one voice, as compared to our people from Western. Western, there are people who must back up DAP, there are people who must back up ODM, there are people who must back up Jubilee as well. Now, as far as I am concerned, I think if Ruto is wise enough, let him take Rigathi Gachagua, then he can actually bargain. But if we take Mudavadi, that will be a very viable mistake.
What about Raila Odinga?
In terms of Raila Molo Odinga, I think there must be somebody. Raila should check well. And there's Martha Karua, there's the PM, the PK. Now, Raila Amolo Odinga, take your time and choose these two people well. Of course, a deputy, in Azimia, I know a deputy must come from Central, so that we get some votes from Central. When ODM has given a preferred candidate as presidential, then we must also give Uhuru some package. Let deputy come from Mount Kenya. Then I think we shall have balance.
I think the person who finds himself in a quagmire is William Ruto. And for one reason, is at crossroad, because when he brought in Musalia, obviously there is an expectation from the lawyer fraternity that now, because it is a coalition and UDA is already a party, and ANC is also a party, then if Ruto is going to be the presidential candidate for the coalition, then it's only fair that now they consider someone from, for example, ANC to be his running mate, so that then the lawyers whom now Musalia thinks they can be able now, he can convince to support William Ruto, then they can now they can be able to see their stake or their position, or rather what they have been able, their goodies that they have been given from William Ruto. And at the same time, you saw the MP for Mathira, Rigathi Gachagua, saying that when Musalia came in, the position of the president and the deputy president, it was something that had already been decided. So meaning that for according to the Mount Kenya, they believe that he can only settle for the remaining small things that are there, maybe CS and what have you. So this now puts Ruto at a crossroad, which means that if he takes, for example, Rigathi Gachagua or Ndindi Nyoro, as they saying, as his running mate, lawyers are going to feel like they are not really represented well. At the same time, if he takes Musalia, then Kikuyus now, and then it happens Raila takes a running mate from Mount Kenya, then they may feel more safe in the Azimio, as opposed to Kenya Kwanza, where they will be having Kalenjin as a presidential candidate, and then Musalia Aluya for the deputy president. Because as for now, those are the major positions that someone can go for if we're using the current dispensation of the constitution.
Katika Raila, according to me, Raila yako na watu kadhaa ambao wanastahili kuchaguliwa. For example, anaweza kuweka Karua ama Ngilu kwa sababu ya women factor. He was the first deputy president of this country. Kwa sababu ya Raila, hiyo niko almost 99.9% sure kwamba ataingia. Panapo majaliwa yake, siwe sasa mtazamanga inshallah. Mungu akijalia, kwa sababu Mungu ndio tunawekanga mbele. Unaweza weka mtu kaa Peter Kenneth kwa sababu ya kuhitaji watu wa Mount Kenya wakuje kwa wingi. Na ametoka Murang'a, wale ambaye katika Central Province hawajaipata leadership ya State House karibu nao. Unaweza weka Kalonzo Musyoka kwa sababu ni mtu mwenye influence na amekuwa vice president. Pia ni mtu anaweza kuja na kama 2 million ikiwa ameshikana, ikiwa na sote juu. Kwa hivyo katika hao watu wanne anaweza chagua mmoja ambaye wanaweza saidia. Lakini kama ingewezekana, ningemwambia Kalonzo ni better than hiyo group yote. Kama ingewezekana, kama ingekuwa ni ushawishi yangu, but iko kwenye steam na inaendelea kutengenezwa. Kwa sababu katika mila and desturi na dini pia inasema kwamba pana wazee palipiki neno. Na hakika hiyo mambo iko sawa na ina matatizo na itakuwa. Ikiangalia upande wa Ruto ni matatizo. Unajua grupu ya Ruto, na nitaomba radhi kwa wale wafuasi wa Ruto. Unajua most of them ni almost 90% ni suspect. Kuna njia ambayo unaweza kuwaita. For example, ukiweka Ruto kwa ndio sasa anaenda kusimama na kwanza kwa presidential candidate, running mate wake ni Waiguru. Hasa unaangalia Ruto na mambo ya corruption, alafu naangalia Waiguru na corruption. Kwa hivyo nasema ni kama anaitwa nini, Alibaba na waizi. Akisema weke Mudavadi, watu wa Mount Kenya watachomoka kama kitu kingine. Kwa hivyo ni Mungu tu. Mungu tu ndio atamsaidia labda aone mtu ambaye ni different, kwa sababu sioni kwa kijaribu aende ku Luhyaland, si mbaya kwenda Luhyaland, lakini hapo Luhyaland na hakika kwamba atapata watu, kwa sababu kama watu wa Luhyaland wamewahi kupigia Raila 2013 700 something thousand, akiwa amepigia Mudavadi 3 something kutoka hiyo Luhyaland, basi hata sahi ni hivyo ngemu itakuwa hakuna kitu ambaye amefanya.
Personally, I think the best for Raila is Martha Karua. Yeah, because Martha Karua has got some impact and influence. But PK is not a politician. PK is not a politician. PK is a businessman, I think. Martha Karua can actually bring some impact in ODM. Martha Karua can bring votes from Central as a whole. But I don't think PK can bring votes from Central as a whole. Yeah.
You see, if I was Ruto, I think I would settle for someone from Mount Kenya, because after Rift Valley, that is the other voting base where you can be able to consolidate a good percentage of voters.
Who in particular?
Now, if you go down to the person that he can choose, is kind of tricky, because you see, for them, they don't look like those people who can punch the same weight as candidates like Musalia or even Kalonzo, who have national appeal. So maybe I would go for Rigathi. Yes, yes.
And if you are Raila?
If I was Raila, I would go for Peter Munya. For the simple reason, right now, if you go to Meru, there's the voters that have been persuaded to join Azimio, the number is going up. And if you top up, or rather if you appoint someone from the Mount Kenya East as a running mate, then obviously the Mbeeres, the Embus and the Merus, they may feel like now they are even closer to the presidency than even previously, when they had a president who was coming from Mount Kenya.
Kama ni mimi kwa Ruto, labda aseme aambie Mudavadi, alafu kama ni watu wa Mount Kenya kwenda waende na mambo yaishi, kwa sababu sioni vile ambaye anasafanikiwa. Kwa nini nasema hivyo? Eko katika situation kiasi kwamba kujiokoa ni ngumu. Why nasema hivyo? Ikiwa atachukua Mudavadi, watu wa Mount Kenya automatically wanaenda wote.